Welcome back to Oasis Valley Mysteries, a Monster of the Week mystery. And let's see, previously, it's been a while, so forgive me if I stumble a little bit. Previously, uh, after solving a few mysteries together, the group stumbled into a new one as first, Hanzo was alerted to what seemed to be a drug deal gone wrong involving some bikers and some local kids. The which seemed through further investigation, thanks to Connor, seemed to reveal that in the incident seemed to unleash something that had been contained within a dead cactus, and additionally, a mystery rose up when Olivia was sent to recover a uh, body of an animal left by a farm, and discovered within it a tooth, which, through magical testing, revealed that it was the broken tooth of some kind of lycanthrope or shapeshifter of some sort. And following leads and such, the group eventually came to find themselves tracking down the Hell Coyotes, the bikers, and discovering that at least some of them frequented the local biker bar in town, or at the edge of town, called the Thirsty Devil Bar. Uh, and following up those leads, the group also learned that about 20 years ago, there was a rash of previous killings of a similar MO where people showed up with strange burns on their body, attributed through the through the news to a flame-handed killer that seemed to disappear without any conclusion to the previous murders. Now, as the group eventually congregated at the bar, discovering that one of the bikers, a large man named Texas, even though he comes from Oklahoma, uh, started to storm out and countered Winifred and her vampire friend Itzel, also a former member of this gang. And in the ensuing confrontation, a sandstorm whipped up and something attacked. Still unsure of what it is, it seemed that something a fire, something that seemed to be a fire, feline, and man seemed to attack, ever shifting in the sand. And when we left off, Hanzo was left with a big decision in a split second, as whatever this entity was seemed to be roiling, ready to charge as he was standing over the biker, sort of knocked senseless and being tossed around. Hanzo, you're left with a hard choice. And what do you do?
So you said Texas is unconscious at this point, right?
Not he's like dazed. He's been tossed around a bit, so he's not like knocked out or anything. He's just kind of like um he's been like tossed around, shaken up. He's kind of dazed.
With a very firm grip on his jacket, Hanzo tells him, "If you run, there will be no saving you." He dresses the fire cat now. "I respect that you have a score to settle, but I won't let you kill him. Not yet, anyway.
Oh,
I want something from him, too. So if you want him, you'll have to go through me first."
so the choice is you are becoming the target.
Correct.
Okay. And this flame, when it was roiling in front of you, it you still it's almost impossible to see through the storm and the sandstorm and the winds and these roiling flames, but you can almost tell it like looks between you and Tex behind you before it, almost like a drill, it charges forward, you know, pretty much tackling into you and knocking you back over, onto your back, tripping back over Tex as you take 3 damage.
Ugh.
Oh.
As it just felt like you were just basically hit by a car. I don't know if you ever have been in your previous life, but it felt like just something just barreling into you that you weren't able to keep your feet. But
May I retaliate?
I believe you could.
Kick some ass. That is a 9. It is a success. I inflict harm and suffer some harm from whatever I am fighting.
Okay, so what are you using to inflict harm?
Submachine gun. 3 harm.
Okay, so yeah, it basically looms over you, and you pull out the gun and just fire a spray up into it, and it's not that sound of hitting flesh, but it almost sounds like it's hit wood as you hear what sounds like splintering and cracking noises, as amid the gunfire as it recoils. But you take another 1 damage as you seem your Hawaiian long sleeve shirt now seems to be catching fire.
I really liked this shirt.
So you just took 4 damage. You're kind of fucked up right now.
Yeah, I don't imagine the flak vest would be helping in this situation against fire.
Oh, that would help you resist it, because it is keeping the flame from hitting like your full skin at least.
In that case, I am at 2 harm.
Okay, so it didn't do as much, but yeah, your normal shirt, your unarmored one is starting to catch fire.
Yeah, he's ripping off the Hawaiian shirt. I was like, I really like this shirt.
Yes.
This seems pretty. Things seem pretty dire at this moment, don't they?
Yeah.
This is something that I can only do once. I would like to activate my the woman with the plan.
Okay.
I have hold of 1. What?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Essentially, she jumps into the back of her truck and is like completely unseen for a minute, and then hops back out wearing like fireproof stuff and wielding a fire extinguisher.
Okay, yeah. As this was going on, Olivia, you run back to see Hanzo kind of on the ground. You hear the gunfire, and you see Hanzo sort of on the ground as this flame is just above him. And like Kara, you see her run up, and she's just wearing, it's like surplus firefighter gear. It's not like the yellow reflective, but it's still like that heavy, like canvas and leather that firefighters wear. And she runs up, and you want to use the fire extinguisher?
Yes, I would have put this thing out.
Okay. Let's see. It's not really a weapon, but let's.
No.
So, it's still kind of a kick some ass. Would this be an active or pressure or kick some ass? I mean, they're a difference.
They're the same stat for me right now.
Yeah. So it's like, are you trying to attack? I guess it's your intent. Are you trying to attack it?
I'm trying to put it out and like de-escalate or just like stop this from being a fight anymore.
You want to cool the tensions.
Yeah. She's not trying to necessarily hurt
pressure.
it. She's not as sure if it's gonna hurt it, but yeah.
So 2d6 plus cool, unless you have a different ability that lets you roll different.
I do not yet.
One day.
Yeah. 7.
7, and that is Shopkeeper gives you a worst outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. What do I want to give you? Okay. I know I've been kind of lenient on some of the bad
Oh,
stuff that happened,
fuck me up, boss.
but a price to pay.
Okay.
Uh,
What is my price?
Yeah, I think it's going to, as you run up and start dousing it, there's like you've heard mountain lions before. You've had to deal with them before at the preserve, and you've dealt with big lions or
Yeah.
big cats at the preserve. And this sounds like a just large feline predator just sounds very pissed all of a sudden as it just rears at you. And I'm sorry, the price to pay is it swipes out and it's almost like a paw made out of flame and skeletal bone. Reaches out, and you just see these wicked claws just slide out and they puncture into the extinguisher.
Yeah.
And snag it out of your grasp.
I still hit it though.
Yeah, its attention shifted from Hanzo and Texas to you now. But-
Yeah, that's fine. I'm wearing fireproof stuff right this second. Did it seem to have done? Did the fire extinguisher seem to have done anything?
It definitely got its attention as it's now seems to be like looming towards you.
No, this is
But
fine. This is fine.
who wants to go next?
Go! Get out of here!
Huh? Yelling at the cat?
No, the others.
Oh.
He's keeping its attention,
Oh.
wearing fireproof clothing. It's kind of
Oh.
the,
Fred, you were, I think last you were just rushing out, right? Because you had been inside playing pool with Randy and some of the other people inside.
Yeah, that's right. We ran out to try and help to the best of our ability.
And I just
Oh.
told you to go back.
So what would you do, since I don't think you really interacted with this thing yet last time.
Nope. I'm kind of at a loss for words, to be quite honest. And for actions.
So, I will say that kicking up, or bursting out the door, you saw Hanzo get attacked, and he's got knocked back. His shirt, he's like pulling off the on fire shirt. You see the biker, you see a biker. I don't know. You didn't really get pointed out to him because you were playing pool, but those are the two closest to you because they were like near the porch of the bar.
Can I get that biker to safety?
You could.
Right, and I'm going to roll a help out.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
well,
cool.
well, that's a 6.
Oh no!
God, we really are going to die.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not done yet.
So, on a failure, you expose yourself to trouble or danger without helping.
Oh no!
Now, there still is luck. Nobody's used the luck yet, I think, this campaign.
I just
but-
got this thing's attention away.
I want to see what happens.
Okay. So you try to you run up and you try to pull this biker in, and as soon as you reach down and grab his vest, that's already like scorched in pieces because it like grabbed him off of Itzel's back at a point, but it's all of a sudden it's like that sensation when you open up an oven or something. You just feel this wave of heat the moment you touch him, and you look up as almost peering. It's like the first somewhat clear glimpse someone's gotten. Just look up, and almost like a foot away from your face, you see this skeletal large lion's head, like a skull wreathed in flames, and it's just these 2 points of black light burning in the sockets, staring right at you.
Fred's gonna play dead like he's been taught to do with grizzly bears.
Oh my god.
You do. It's like the fainting goat. You just.
I'm gonna make that an act under pressure.
Yes.
Cool. I rolled a 4.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Oh, Fred!
Plus side, both of these are highlighted. I think I'm like, man, I am so close to leveling up.
If you live.
Dying.
I haven't been hit yet.
Oh my god.
On a miss, things go to hell.
Oh my god!
Sarah.
I mean, we're 15 minutes in. Let's go. But, yes.
I made Fred to suffer. You guys gotta realize that.
This is a very weird thing to pull out, but I did use my big one per mystery thing.
Mm-hmm.
Could I throw a tear gas grenade at this thing?
A tear gas?
Yes.
You have tear gas?
I can have whatever I want with my disability.
I'm just concerned why you have it.
I mean,
it's how Kaiko was able to make anti-undead ammunition in the woods with no equipment.
with a box of scraps. No, I can. This is specifically the woman with the plan. You can totally prepared and ready for what is there. I can only do this once or twice if I roll high enough, but I only rolled good enough.
Well, first we gotta let things go to hell. Like, my actions should have consequences. I had 2 failures in a row.
Oh my god.
Fred was
Let
made
him
to suffer. Let's do this.
Let him suffer.
Okay, so Fred, you try to act like you're playing dead. Try to play possum.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I've been killed. Oh, you got me.
Well, your fake playing turns into real pain as suddenly your arm, thankfully somewhat protected but not quite by your new leather jacket, as teeth just sink into your forearm and you suddenly find yourself weightless moments before you are sent crashing through the window of the bar, taking 3 damage.
All right. There we go. Let me check if
Who was it that made the joke about how long we need to bet how long until Fred is thrown through the bar window?
I think we did. Actually.
Turns out it was not being thrown out.
Return to sender.
I'm not in the pink yet, gang. I'm all right.
Yay!
Yeah, but that was a rough thing. Your arm's bleeding now because you got chewed on. It scorched your nice white leather jacket.
It ended the way it should have ended. I made him to suffer. I made him to suffer.
So you just saw Fred right by you, just seemingly get picked up by this massive sand and just tossed. You didn't see the same thing he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's just. Oh, continue.
What about Winifred? What's she doing?
Yeah,
Your friend Itzel she got injured last time as the thing grabbed her by the arms and burned her, so she fell back, and you get the feeling she doesn't really want to put herself in the way to protect a hell coyote of all people.
That's
even though
fair.
She tried.
Winifred's gonna be
She's
very
not gonna
stupid.
try again.
She just saw Fred get thrown through the window, and she likes him for some reason.
It's the bond between friends.
I was gonna say it's oh, he's my pathetic little meow meow.
Okay, so she's going to look at this giant flaming hellcat, and she's going to tackle it and try to bite its bones, I guess.
God!
She's psychotic, alright? And she rolled an 11.
Oh my god!
Wowza.
So that is, she's gonna try to push it back, but she's using her teeth, so that's 3 harm, and she's very close to it now.
Yeah. And
Now the attention is directly on her.
that was a kick some ass.
Oh,
that
yeah.
You got in the 10 plus. So you get an extra effect. Gain advantage, +1 forward, or give +1 forward to another hunter. Like terrible harm, suffer less harm from retaliation, or force them where you want them.
I'm gonna force them where I want them, and I'm going to throw them away from the door. Like, as far as I can get them.
Like out into the parking lot area?
Yeah. Like, she's just gonna come barreling out from the bar. You see her try to bite it, and, you know, it's bones. So that doesn't really work, so she's just gonna throw it.
Okay, so you go, it's like a streak of multicolored neon just goes charging into this thing. And yeah, you predictably are getting burned, so you take 2 fire harm. I don't know if vampires have a vulnerability to fire or not, but
they don't. But I also take all of it, so
yeah, it is you. It's like when you charge, it looked like you were charging to a dust devil, like a very focused dust devil within the center of all this whirling sand and wind, and you know, with the flame inside it. But when you charge in and your teeth clack against what feels like a large, thick bone, maybe like a femur or something, it hurts. Like you're biting something that's on fire, and this has no flesh for the teeth to puncture, but you still feel the fangs crunch into the bone, and then almost instinctively you like throw it. No, there's like no marrow. It's like bone that's been in a fire that just cracks and breaks as you, more instinctively than perhaps planned, you throw this thing away from you. And as you throw it, everyone else, you see kind of a similar move to what it did to Fred. When Fred just throws it into the parking lot, and whatever mass seems to be there just seems to dissipate with the sand, and all of a sudden the flames go out, and you're just left there in a sandstorm that's quickly starting to die down.
What? It's just gone?
And after a few minutes of like looking around in tension, and like people from inside going, you know, shouting out, asking if what's going on, the winds die down, and it's just all the remains are the burns that you all suffered.
all right.
What the fuck?
That is repeated as Phil kicks open the door, going, "What the fuck just happened out here?" As he sees people, you know, picking themselves up. Tex kind of shakes the daze off, but Itzel not really seeming to care about the burns as much, as they seem to be already in the process of partially healing. Slowly. She like goes up and like purposely stands over him menacingly, because she's just about as big as he is. She's a large, muscular woman. And she just kind of looks to the group. She's like, with this look of like, I don't know how to explain any of this.
Freak dust storm.
That wasn't a dust storm.
Looks to Olivia. Freak dust storm hit the parking lot during a fight that got ugly.
And Fred, you've been helped up by your friends from the pool game, right? The retired biker Randy and some of the others. They like help you up, and someone does pull out like a first aid kit that's probably been used quite a bit from behind the bar, or try to help stitch you up, because your arm got pretty hurt there, Fred.
Yeah, that thing fucked me up royal. Whew. Oh, jeez.
And Randy, as he's just kind of standing there as someone else is helping you get, bandaged up. He's like, Fred, that was brave, but what the fuck were you thinking?
I was thinking someone has got to do something, and I'm here to do it. And then I got out there and I realized I didn't know what I thought I would be able to do, but I was there, and that added to the situation.
There were some chuckles from that, but Phil, he's standing there, kind of. He's just kind of squints at you, Carlos. I think this might be a manipulate someone.
Yeah, I also don't get why you're being like this. So, if you're rolling that against Olivia too.
Oh, you need to roll that? Sorry.
Yeah, you're the one.
Sorry,
I've
been-
I kind of cut you off with the Fred thing, but it's like, oh wait, it's been a few minutes. They would have helped him up. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. It was enough time that I muted myself to sneeze and completely disoriented. So let's see what the dice give me. Oh, that's a 4.
God.
Oh, I'm going to mark an experience for that.
Okay. So, on a miss, your approach is completely wrong. You offend or anger the target. And Phil, like when you try to pass off, oh, it's very unconvincingly a freak sandstorm. He kind of like glances back at the bar as like people are standing there, like kind of gathered around, just watching.
I don't know, man. He's like, I don't know, man.
And like walks up to you, grabs you by the shoulder, and he's like a big guy, so it's very easily he kind of like takes you a few steps aside, and he goes, Carlos, I know you're into some weird shit, so don't fuck. And I know this town is just a hotbed of weird supernatural shit. Don't fucking lie with me. What the fuck just happened?
Honestly, I'm more lying for that one, pointing over to Olivia, than anyone else because she's like blatantly talking about shit she shouldn't.
Fuck you!
You're not an ear shit. You're not an earshot.
Ear shit.
Ear shit.
I believe that's called wax.
Goddamn ear shit! Get that ear shit out of here.
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's a weird mood tonight.
It is, yeah.
It is a mood. We don't know which one, but I don't know what it was. Okay, like a dust storm came to life. There was fire. There was bones, and he just kind of like shrugs, like, "Man, if I had a better answer for you, I would have said it than what I did." But if the police come by and they ask what the fuck happened, I gave the best excuse that I could come up with on the spot.
And he like kind of pinches the bridge of his nose and he's like, okay, it's just next time respect me enough to I get it, the normies that I serve beer to and give shitty liquor, I get it, they can't handle that, but
That's
and he softened, like his intensity softens, and he kind of like, come on, we're co-entrepreneurs. You can talk to me.
okay.
And he kind of like glances back at the group and then goes, "We willingly operate businesses here in Redemption. You can trust me."
That is absolutely fair. My bad. I don't know what it was. It's weird. I think it might be on the points of, like, does a little like a little hand gesture over towards our wonderful vampire friend dressed in rainbow colors. I think it's more along that kind of an angle than not like a vampire, but like, man, I don't want to say magic shit, but like curse maybe. I don't know. I'm looking into it.
Well,
Let
all
me
right.
just think later and get you from distance.
He's like, all right. So, all right, that's fine.
Yep.
This term, guess we'll just have to spin it that way. I mean, they'll believe the bar fight.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks back as you see Texas has now like pushed himself up and he's sitting, but it's just like Itzel's glaring at him. I'm sure Hanzo's there keeping an eye
Yes.
on him. Oh, Hanzo,
Yes.
your shirt got burned.
Yep. Yeah, he's not particularly pleased about that. He is looming over Texas now. He's like, I have questions, and you're going to answer them, or you're going to wish that cat dragged you off to hell.
Because that was a very nice shirt.
Because
Can
I
ask
really liked that shirt.
who saw the cat and who saw the sandstorm?
Pretty sure I saw something.
I saw the cat look at me,
I think
When
Tommy
I
saw something.
sprayed it with a fire extinguisher.
Tommy, when you like saved Itzel from its grasp, it was like two skeletal hands on flame grabbing both of her arms, and you like used your stick to crack across the forearms.
I saw some hands.
I remember last
And-
session I tried to magically manipulate it, so I know it's fire of some nature.
Yeah,
I see the straight up fire cat, Sero.
well, that's the thing. Like, as you're discussing it, like, I'm sure everyone gathers up. Fred, I'll say that you, like,
I
gather
have not
up.
gathered up yet.
Oh, okay.
I
actually,
want to
Fred,
know. I'm asking a question before I decide what I'm doing.
It changed. It was shifting. Like, I described it a little bit better last session, where it seemed to flow and shift from moment to moment, where one time it seemed like there was like the shadow of a cat slinking in the sands, behind the sand, or another time like a person running full sprint, or there was even a point where it seemed to split and almost looked like a bunch of smaller cats running around someone to get at someone else. It
Okay.
was just constantly changing.
Okay. So it's not that we all saw something different. It's that it was constantly shifting.
Maybe.
Gotcha. I want to go. Well, I want to look for where it was thrown and look and see if there's anything there. I would like to investigate.
Well, I will say that, like, you won't even have to roll. It's gone. The only thing that seems to remain is just a layer of sand, like after a sandstorm or dust storm, that's now like coating the vehicles and like got in people's hair. It's just like you look around, there's no bone fragments, there's no like there's no like burned footprints into the asphalt. It's just gone.
What the fuck?
So, Connor, Raven.
Oh, I forgot to turn my mic on. Sorry. I forgot to
No,
turn
that's
my
okay.
mic. Yes.
Sorry if we like ignored you if you said anything.
No, I wasn't really.
Okay. How's Connor feeling about this? Because your little advisor basically goes, that is a very powerful curse.
He's just like, yeah, I kind of figured. He has this attitude of like, well, this is a day.
And it says one last thing before falling silent. It goes, you listened well when I told you not to become its target. You let your friends become it. Very good. They would keep you safe.
he looks
But
into
it
the
goes
mirror and
quiet.
he just looks into the mirror and does squinty eyes at essentially himself, but otherwise doesn't say anything.
But so Fred, I'll say that thanks to the efforts of your new friends inside, you. Oh, what's the? Oh, hold on. I have Isaac's page up somewhere because I know they have. Uh, Wait, did I lose Isaac? No, there he is. There was a moment there where I was a little panicked because I hadn't gotten to his page well because I was using the imposter sheet the entire last couple episodes. Um, okay, medic. Yeah, they heal. They heal you 1 harm.
Oh
So
yeah.
Fred, you get healed 1 harm from the with just first aid stuff. Like they help you patch up your arm.
That's swell. I still am in immense pain, but that's swell.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, well, we cleaned it for you, but you'll probably want some painkillers and some anti-burn cells on that.
Okay. Yep. Whew.
Hey, Fred, I could help you.
Okay, yeah, sure. Why don't you give it a shot?
All right. Let me see what I got to roll for this.
Oh yeah, improvised surgery.
The
Now,
hobo surgeon.
keep in mind, this might not end well, but sometimes gotta play the dice. That's a 5.
You made it worse.
So, yeah, you might have
Mhm.
just negated that.
All right.
Let's
On a
get,
miss, Keeper chooses what you did.
What are the
So
options?
I'm not gonna take away.
What are the options?
Oh yeah, what are the options?
Okay, so on the 10 plus, it's all good. Stabilize the injury, heal 1 harm. On a 7 to 9, pick one. Stabilize the injury, but the patient takes -1 forward. Heal 1 harm and stabilize for now, but have it return as 2 harm and become unstable later. Heal 1 harm, but the patient takes -1 ongoing until it's fixed properly. And on a miss, Keeper chooses what damage you did.
Oof. So Tommy's a little grubby, and I'm just gonna be nice and say that Fred, you're probably gonna want to redo these bandages rather quickly because yeah, Tommy.
He's a hobo.
Sorry, I'm kind of blanking on how to do this. Yeah, Tommy, you remembered likes to dig around trash cans and dumpsters, and you're just like,
Yep. Okay. Good job. Never touch me again.
Never touch me again. Holy shit. Touch me again, and you shall be cast yourself into the fires of doom.
We're not for the laws of this land. I would have slaughtered you.
If you ever lay hands on me again, I shall put you into a world of unremitting pain.
I thought you were gonna say a wood chipper.
I will drag
Really
you
go
down
far
to
back.
depredations even God would blanch at.
Jesus Christ.
So,
My
So
wrath
you're-
will thunder upon you like the hounds of 1,000 winds.
So this is
Tommy,
what kind of
believe
drunk
that.
you are.
Tommy, you're just not really used to working healing up birds. You're used to medicine stuff.
Man, goddamn.
Yeah. See if he helps you again, Fred.
Good. It's horrible. It's a bad job.
Wow.
See, that's one of the drawbacks of DIY surgeon. It's DIY.
Keep holding them together with your shoestrings.
He found a stapler in the trash and he used that.
Oh,
It just
jeez.
reminds me, there was in Farscape, the space TV show that worked with the Henson Company. One of the Muppet characters got injured, and someone couldn't do surgery that well, but they didn't have this Muppet, they didn't have the model of him without the clothing on. So the character literally sews his wound shut, and he wakes up like, "You sewed my clothing into my wounds. What's wrong with you?" They told him that because they just didn't want to do another model like his body without the clothing. So they just stitched up the clothing, and I'm just like, oh god. And it's just, oh, that poor little frog man. He's a horrible person, but he doesn't deserve that.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Horrible little frog man.
Yeah, Rigel. I think it was Rigel.
Oh.
Anyways. So yeah, you're what do you want to do with Tex? Itzel asks.
I would have answers.
Oh yeah.
I kind of want to know what the fuck that was.
He's kind of looming over. Yeah, Hanzo is looming over. So who would be the first one to kind of approach?
Probably
What
Winifred,
it sounds like.
because she's also pissed at this man.
Mm-hmm. And Tommy too.
Perfect, because now that the Hawaiian shirt has been torn away, you can see it under the slight burns. As a matter of fact, it also kind of adds to the menace, because on his arms he has a tattoo of a snarling mask, and in between the snaking through the eye holes is scaly. Is a scaly serpent.
Mm-hmm.
A Hanya, I think it was the Hanya mask.
Yes. You don't see the head or tail of it, but you see it as clearly the body of a snake winding through the eye holes of the mask.
Winifred's gonna glance at that and take it in, and then give you a nod of like, "Hey, that fucking rad." And then, because
Tommy gives. Oh, sorry.
if there's cultural connotations to that, she probably wouldn't get it.
Yeah. Tommy sees that and gives you a thumb up.
But what did you say to Texas?
I'm gonna have answers from you.
And he just kind of sneers but doesn't reply until Itzel literally just kicks him in the leg, and he's like, "Fucker." He's like, "What? Fuck? Like, it's fine. Call the fucking cops. I'll get my fucking lawyer."
You think the cops are gonna protect you from that thing?
Kind of squints at you.
Because just a moment ago you were running for the hills like a sobbing child.
He just the glare just intensifies, and he starts to push himself up aggressively, but Itzel just very firmly and seemingly stronger than he is puts an arm on or a hand on his shoulder and stops him from standing up. She goes, "No, that's your chance for that's passed." Tell us, or maybe we get Phil on this for endangering his bar.
Mm-hmm.
And he Texas glances back, and Phil, he's just standing there by the door, just arms crossed and just observing, it seems like.
You knew that thing was coming. You know what it is.
Fuck if I know what it is. All I know is it killed my friends.
I mean, if it comes down to it, we can just use you as bait.
He goes a little. He stumbles over his words for a moment, as similar to I am, but he's like, "Fuck off." That's
I ain't
once Felix
joking.
hit.
What was that?
And like you cut him off, and he's like, once Felix, and then you like cut him off, and he's just like, he shut up. You wouldn't know who Felix is, but Carlos, if you're there, you learned from Phil that Felix was the leader of the Hell Coyotes chapter. And he just kind of goes, I don't know what the fuck that is. All I know is the sand. It travels with the sand. You saw it. Barely rode out of there the last time it showed up.
And why exactly would something like that be following a shitty little biker like you?
And the glare shifts to you, and he seems to scoff because you're just this tiny woman. But then he remembers you were the one who, because it made me laugh re-listening to this last night. But Winifred was the one who clotheslined him off of his bike when he tried to escape.
What?
When he tried to escape initially, Winifred was the one who clotheslined him off his bike. Hello? Ow. You can't hear us.
Nora!
Can you hear us, Katha?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nora!
I'll come back.
Am I back?
Yeah, are you back?
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Oh my god. What?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just saying that he looked up at Winifred, seemed pissed off, but then seemed to think better about bad-mouthing her because he remembered this tiny woman was the one who clotheslined him off of his motorcycle initially and did not move.
I also picked up a being of fire and bone and threw it in the parking lot.
Yeah. So what was the last question? Scott?
She basically called him a little bitch and asked him why the hell it would be after somebody like him.
And yeah, he just goes, how did we lose? Or
God damn it, Nora. Your connection.
What's your connection?
Weird. So yeah, it's the same connection.
The coyote got her.
Rip.
So he goes, the fuck if I know. A deal went bad, and then all of a sudden the world turned to hell, and we barely got out of there.
And what deal was this? And with who?
And he goes quiet again, and this time he clams up and he goes,
She's gonna lean in real close to his face and go, we could leave you in the middle of the desert where nobody could help you and wait for it to come again. Or you could tell us and we could potentially stop it from getting to you. Not that I care what happens to you either way, but that thing is dangerous.
Unless you have like some vampire intimidation thing, do I manipulate someone? I don't know if Monstrous has an ability for this.
She doesn't yet, but I just rolled double sixes.
Oh shit, nice.
And he, like when you keep telling, like as you talking in the glare kind of fades, and he seems skeptical at first, but then he hears the conviction in your voice, and he seems thoroughly convinced, even without Phil going, yeah, I'm more concerned. He goes, I'd listen to her text because I'm more concerned about the safety of my bar than yours, and I'd want you out of here. And he goes, hello.
Hi.
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 Hello.
Hello.
They're still just threatening the man. You haven't missed much.
Are you guys threatening
And
harm on someone again?
yep. And
Yep.
that seems to break through his resistance, and he goes, oh, fuck, as he just kind of like puts his hand over his eyes as he's just like, I'm fucked.
Indeed
Okay.
you are.
We were doing a drug deal with some snot-nosed locals here, some teens and some fucking nerd scientist shit. Some really good stuff. Fucking Felix thought it would be great, just fucking gun him down. We'd take the supply, and I don't know. We gun him down. One of them goes running off. Someone goes chasing after him as I was picking the stuff up, and then all of a sudden it became hell, like you saw. And he goes, I don't want to fucking kill them. Killing people just creates more problems. And he kind of like glances at Itzel, and he goes, perhaps maybe like a tinge of guilt, but because Itzel previously mentioned that while Tex wasn't there on the heist or the job that got her pinched, it was a security guard getting killed that got her stint in prison. But he goes, I just wanted to do the deal and get out of this fucking town. It's too hot here. And he, like, it's still kind of like looks to you and a friend and goes, I think he's telling the truth. He always kind of was a little bitch about getting his hands dirty, and he kind of glares at her and he goes, it's a good thing you asked. Just sit there and shut up. And he grumbles. And he's just like, that sounds about right. Felix was a bloodthirsty fucker even before he started getting more aggressive.
Alright. What exactly were these drugs that you were giving these snot-nosed kids, as you put it?
No, you get it wrong. And he goes, no, you got it backwards. They were giving us the drugs. We were paying them for it. Somehow they had a source. Somehow they were like producing this stuff that, according to Ginger, this stuff is never seen outside. Is never seen out of controlled hands, which is why Felix, I guess, wanted to kill them, because there was a lot of money we were going to give them for this.
Do you still have it?
He clams up and he goes, fuck, as he reaches behind and he pulls out from a pocket inside his vest 2 like smaller syringe-sized vials, and they are glass with like masking tape labels, that just seems like just like a string of letters and numbers thing, and it's like maybe like numbers, because it's like C14 or something, C15, but they are vials that are full of this cookie light lavender purple fluid.
Oh no.
Well, okay.
Epiphany.
I'm gonna go ahead and...
I'll be
Felix
taking
and
those.
them had the rest.
So are we thinking this monster went to Ulta? To get some perfume?
I don't think so, Fred.
It's at this point that Olivia finally comes over and sees you all fucking interrogating a man. And just like kicks her head to herself and comes over. You find anything? Or find out anything?
Monster likes perfume.
Hanzo confiscates the Epiphany.
Or some other sort of lavender liquid.
What is that?
Drugs.
Hanzo, you would know that this is without like testing it or and taking it. You think this is uncut Epiphany?
What is
Which?
Very highly illegal mental enhancing drug made
Oh,
from cerebral fluid.
You would know that just being caught with these 2 vials would probably get him, even without some extra charges, just for possession of such a highly controlled substance. He'd probably get like at least 10 years, just for those 2 vials.
Winifred's gonna reach down and kind of grab him by the back of his shirt and pull him straight up and put him back on his feet. Look at him and go.
And he's like shocked by that because he's a big man and you are a tiny woman and you just manhandled him again. So it's like.
I would suggest that you find a place to not be around for a while until we figure out what the fuck is going on.
And both him and Itzel almost simultaneously go, "You're letting me go?"
We are? No, wait, no, we're not. We're taking him somewhere where we can keep an eye on him.
He is complicit in murder.
Yeah, hence
He's
why we're
not
taking
walking.
him somewhere.
I didn't say he was going to be unsupervised. And she's gonna growl at you. Before you began to condescend to me. And she turns to Itzel and goes...
Here, child.
She's gonna turn to Itzel and go... If you could keep an eye on him so we can figure out what the hell is going on, and then we can actually get the justice that he deserves without him wiggling out of it.
Yeah. Especially since if this thing is drawn to him, we throw him in the prison, that thing goes to the prison and creates a bigger problem.
We can take him to the preserve.
You want that thing on the preserve, Olivia.
It won't come into the preserve. There's plenty of scary shit there that'd fuck it up just as much.
That was a flaming skeleton.
I saw what it was.
There's also a lot of animals there that are just animals, Olivia.
Okay, but statistically, it's safe.
Itzel goes, I'm perfectly fine keeping an eye on this asshole. Phil, who is kind of like slowly approaching and looking in, he's like, I have a shed out back that you can stuff him in. Locks, padlock on the outside. That's in there are a couple of kegs, most of them empty, so he wouldn't even be having a good time in there.
You don't like the heat here? How about you sweat it out a little bit?
Well, let's add unlawful imprisonment to the group's list.
Yay!
Fred's not doing the unlawful.
Hey, we're not doing anything unlawful. We're just keeping him away from the thing that's going to kill him, so we can then put him in jail.
I know. I just.
I know.
We're just being assholes.
Actually, I just want to go check on the. Yeah, I'm just DM fucking with you. I just want to go. BRB just a second. I want to go check on the food on.
The thing. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Winifred is thinking of. I know that statistically, Olivia's thing is like a sanctuary.
It's a haven.
Winifred has no fucking idea that is a thing. So.
Oh yeah.
She's trying to protect your animals, and she's appalled that you would have that thing go into the The
Yeah.
preserve.
And this here is our latest acquisition, the Hellcat.
It can't get into the preserve.
The feeless
Just-
bastardus.
Deep fried moa.
Mhm. That's what she's
With
thinking.
Oh,
donut
no.
nuggets.
No, it'd be
Listen.
oven roasted technically.
Honestly, I'd bet on the MOA over the Hellcat.
See, the thing we don't know yet is what the fuck is chasing them, because it's a curse.
Mhm.
It's like you when we physically damaged the thing, it fucking disappeared into the horizon when Winnie just threw the thing.
Yeah, this
See,
isn't actually.
okay,
actually
Nora,
sure.
I'll raise you one. What if do you want the curse to transfer to the Moa?
Very good.
Do you want to deal
No,
with?
no.
Do you
I
want to deal with Ghost
immediately-
Rider Moa?
I retract my suggestion.
Well, I mean, like,
The Moa kills the cat, and the curse jumps into the Moa, and now we have to deal with the flaming Moa.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, okay, immediately.
The Moa's bad enough as it is.
Nope.
Suggestion withdrawn for the
That's how you
terrifying
get
implications.
Just feed text to the Road King, and that's how you get Ghost Riders.
God.
Mhm. See, now I want to see the Ghost Rider of Oasis Valley riding on top of a brave Moa steed.
Oh my god.
So, little bit of lore thing. One of Olivia's big heroes was Calamitous Case Corv. You know, the gunslinger from old Redemption. One of her more famous things, and she, like, in stories afterwards, always seemed annoyed that she was so popularized by this. One of her big early adventures was her horse got stolen, so she had to borrow an ostrich from an ostrich farm as her steed. Oh, I
It
love
did not
that.
work.
I love that.
It was like the first ostrich farm of Redemption, and her horse got stolen, so she had to borrow an ostrich. So
I need a horse. We ain't got no horses. Give me a bird.
Are you sure about that?
Rides out on top of a parakeet.
This ostrich won't settle for most riders. This ostrich is it's untamable. It's wild. I tame the ostrich.
Ostrich noises.
I've never seen that ostrich act so docile.
Yeah.
You ride him, ma'am. You ride that ostrich out.
There
Dun,
must
dun.
be a small subculture. Instead of horse girls in Oasis Valley, it's ostrich girls.
Y'all be careful. I'll kick the shit out
Oh
of
no,
you.
Olivia
A
was
horse?
not
No.
the girl. Oh no. What have you done?
My little ostrich, my little ostrich.
Oh no.
So that's why she
Uh,
loves the Moa so much, right? Because it's like
She's
a Clydesdale of
Mo has
ostriches.
given her several of her scars. I wouldn't say she loves it.
well, no,
But
we clarified this last time. I got things mixed up. The Moa, besides Tommy's interaction with it, is pretty docile.
oh, okay.
It was I specified this last time. It's specifically an
Been a
emu
while.
named Jeremiah. that has
Emu,
given
yeah.
it-
It's the emu.
Because it's just an emu that is very clever and knows how to get out of its enclosure and its owner while not neglecting and actually taking care of them. They can't, you can't confiscate this troublemaker. The emu likes to escape a lot.
Of course it was.
I have a
Jeremy.
very important question. Though.
Hmm.
What the fuck is it with me and birds lately? What the crap?
I don't know. It's so funny.
Done, JD.
It's
Oh, no,
Raven.
it's
Did
almost
I
like
do something to
someone-
you?
No,
Natural
I didn't put a-
enemy.
I didn't put a hit out on you lately.
Lately.
Birds remember that shit, man. They're acting on old orders.
Well,
We apologize. There's been a delay in your bird assassination attempts. We're rectifying that as soon as possible.
so, so what were you all going to do with them? Phil suggests, there's a shed out back. There's talk about taking him to the preserve and somewhere else.
Yeah, you're gonna have to sell the preserve and why it's a good idea.
Have any cement?
So, that shit, that...
Fred?
What?
What?
Oh, I missed it. What?
Got any cement? Fred?
Why?
What?
Well, I mean, if we didn't want them to go anywhere, there's this really unique method you could use where we pour some cement around their feet.
No! Then he'll just be stuck in one spot and fucking die. We're trying to keep him safe till...
I thought we were trying to keep them captured in one spot. I'm thinking I'm losing the plot here a little bit.
Okay.
It's
we want to
fine.
keep him somewhere where he can be safe. But, like, he needs to be able to move if shit starts to happen.
Ah.
It's fair. Fred is literally losing blood right now, so he's.
I might be losing a lot of blood. Ah, jeez.
Okay,
Would you like
you're
me to
going
look
to the
at
preserve too, Fred. We have first aid supplies there.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Good lord,
sure our homeless friend gave me sepsis.
Good lord, what happened to the bandages?
Would you like me to
Okay,
look at that?
so
or
we
anything?
have-
Or-
We have a panic room at the preserve that fucking nothing's getting in or out of.
Why do you have
Fucking
a
right.
panic room?
In case of the
Because we
emo.
have several very dangerous animals residing there.
Ah.
Mostly for the emo.
Also, Jeremy can get out.
Jeremy spoke in class today.
I mean, we assume it's just Jeremy, and they're not just making more things down there.
It's not Jeremy. Jeremy.
Good.
Not my
It's not
intention,
ugly.
okay? Yeah, it's not ugly.
Wow, guys.
Jeremy the emu. Are
Emus
you
are
ugly
really
on purpose?
cute. Emus have no reason to die.
Jesus.
They don't die unless they want to. Anyway. Okay, so regardless, we should take Fred to the preserve to get checked out, or the hospital, either or, because his arm looks bad.
Oh, not the hospital, please. I can't afford that again.
We're taking him to the preserve, and we have a panic room that we can put this fucker into.
Get me fixed up by a horse doctor or something. It's way cheaper.
Okay. She's not a horse doctor, first
I'm
of all.
gonna look at Itzel and go, are you cool with hanging out on the preserve for a while? I still would like you to be watching this idiot.
I agree.
Yeah, this is getting interesting.
Listen, so
It's like a soap opera.
just don't fuck with any of the animals. I'm sure I can trust you on that one. If you do, I can't promise my boss won't do anything. Or I won't.
So I think Raven was trying to say something earlier.
Hey, Connor was just offering, Fred, if you want, did you want him to look at that?
Yeah, if you could. Go ahead.
Sure.
Go from the hobo to the perpetually sick guy.
Yeah, but it's magic. I don't have to explain shit. Anyways, I will attempt to roll for magic. Let's.
Oh no.
What did you get?
What did you get?
Fred, this is just not your night. It's double ones.
Oh my god, okay.
Snake eyes.
This is hilariously appropriate for Connor of all characters.
It was using magic, so it's.
I can't believe you gave him arthritis again.
Yeah. Fred deserved it.
Use
here's
magic. On a miss, you lose control of the magic. This never ends well.
It glitches, the effect is weakened, the effect is shortened. Take one harm, ignore armor. Magic
Oh no, I mean
draws
this
and
surpasses glitches. This is
oh.
bad.
Is Fred going to lose his arm? Jesus.
No. You start trying to use this. You start trying to compel your gifts to heal.
I don't exactly heal. I'm just taking away negatives from him.
Okay.
It's a little different.
Well, okay, so you're not trying to heal, but you're trying to help.
Yeah.
And same effect. You hear that voice again go, didn't we learn this long ago? I'm not for helping. And Fred, you just suddenly get hit with the biggest, snottiest sneezing fit you've had in years.
Oh God.
That's too real. That's too real for me.
Connor. I don't know why you thought that was a good idea.
From everyone's outside view, it's just Connor. You went up to Fred, like started to look over his arm, and then Fred just started sneezing, like he had an allergic reaction to you or something.
Connor, I don't know why you thought that was a good idea.
Like on the outside, it doesn't look like you did anything. It just looks like you looked at it. And
okay, but he's the one who's always coughing and sneezing and sick. And then he walked up to Fred, and Fred started dying. So
It just shrugs and goes, "Oh, it worked last time."
Previously, Olivia, you did start you and him did start talking about his weirdness a bit. So you know something about the but you're not sure.
That weird thing, I think, where I asked you about stuff and you you answered my constitution is not compromised. I do not have that disorder. Was that from Connor?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a while.
It's
been a literal month.
He's being evasive without outright lying because he knows some people are really good at tracking that shit.
She goes over and she takes Fred's arm. All right, Fred, let's get you to the preserve. Let's get you some medical help.
It's like you're in the midst of just the worst hay fever. You're just like, oh no. You're melting. Not to accidentally trigger anyone's own allergic, allergies, but it just feels like.
So
a tree smacked you in the face during in full bloom.
The other fun thing is I have bad luck charm, which means I never suffer negative effects of my magic. Other people around me do.
I'm melting.
Oh, God. Sorry, TT.
Sorry.
Let's fast forward to the preserve so we can't fuck up Fred anymore.
Yeah, yes, please.
I was gonna say, if this keeps happening, you're gonna do more damage to it. You're gonna fuck it up worse than the thing did. All I did was burn and throw him around. You're giving him sepsis, giving him diseases.
Got osteoporosis.
I didn't say I didn't get rid of his sepsis, just that I gave him a horrible sneeze fit.
Yep. So, I mean, it's not gonna. Yeah, Fred, you're gonna have to get that looked at. Which, actually, so everyone's going to the preserve.
Yeah.
At least Fred and are we all? Are we?
I'm gonna make sure that everything is good with this idiot and Itzel because I'm asking Itzel to watch the idiot.
How are you transporting him? So, let's see. I believe the vehicles that are there, it's Olivia's truck. You and Connor showed up. Winifred, you showed up as a bat. Itzel's got her bike. Hanzo, you showed up in your car, and then Fred and Carlos showed up in the jalopy.
Yes.
So, Itzel just kind of looks at Tex. She's like, "So, how are we transferring the shithead?"
Is Olivia's vehicle able to carry more people than she has?
I mean, there's the cages in the back.
Okay, hold on. I don't know.
Do it.
That one.
But yeah, I mean, Olivia's truck. It's like one of those half cab things where it's there's a sort of half back seat. It's really cramped, but people can squeeze in there. So it's like 3 in the front, 2 in the back, and then whoever wants to ride in the trunk.
I'll take
Or
the
that
trunk.
No! No! No, you're dying!
I'm not.
You don't feel well, Fred. You should be able to.
I'll
recover.
take the trunk.
No, you're not taking the trunk.
It's
Fuck.
it's a
We
truck.
can throw.
It's not really a trunk. It's a truck bed.
Oh,
That's
fuck
better. I could just hang out in there.
that.
I don't mean
No,
like a car trunk. I meant like a truck bed trunk.
You're gonna get like all the sand and everything whipped up in your
Just all
face.
rattle around. It'll be fine.
No.
I mean, there's
Fred.
plenty of. I mean, like it's kind of like looking over at the truck. It's like, looks like there's plenty of seats there, but
Tommy goes up.
You want to take?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Tommy goes up to Fred. If you get in the trunk, I will try to heal you again.
Touch me.
No touch me.
And it's like, I mean, you could ride on the bike with me. I'm not leaving my bike here, but I'll
No.
follow whoever's going to preserve.
Hanzo, why don't you take that guy? Take him with you, because I feel like if he's in the car with you and he tries anything, you'll stab him.
That was the intention.
And I will take Fred, because I don't trust him to do anything right now. His arm looks like it's going to rot off, and he can't breathe. So. I can take at least one other person with me. Who needs a ride?
I can
Tommy?
get there. I can get there by myself.
Yeah,
I got
same.
seats in the jalopy.
Alright then. Come on, Fred.
Okay. So people are splitting up. Hanzo, you're really the one that I'm most concerned about is who's taking Tex.
Someone should go with Hanzo and Tex, but I trust Hanzo to take Tex at least.
Yeah.
Connor will
Need-
raise his head. He goes, "I could go with where the hell he is."
You can give him hay fever too.
that
I
was-
was
he's
glad he
good.
got it.
I was like, well, the our vampire friend's coming with us, right?
He's going on her bike.
yeah, she's
Right.
Yeah, she's gonna follow to the preserve on her bike. 'Cause she
Yeah,
doesn't wanna
she's
leave
not
it
gonna want to leave her bike behind.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he would like someone to keep an eye on him while he's driving.
I
I'm
left
not-
my bike behind once, and this 10-year-old stole it to save his rat from some sparrows. Never saw that bike again.
Don't worry.
kind of
We'll
a
get
reference
you.
to
We'll get.
something.
She's like gently leading him away. It's okay. We'll get you a bike later.
So we've got Hanzo taking Tex with Raven. God damn it.
Mhm.
And do you have room in your car for Winifred?
I mean, driver, passenger, backseat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would be
3
able-
people plus driver. Yeah, there's plenty of room.
Okay.
So Hanzo, when you go to your car, and open it up, you see your car phone. There's a little light that's on it that's blinking, indicating you have a message.
Uh-oh.
Just a moment. We need to take this.
And it's not an active call, but it was a message that got left a couple minutes ago. And you were dealing with all this, and it's Dara as he goes, Hanzo, call me back when you can. There's been another incident across town, another murder, and also we got word Dr. Guerrero is ready with the autopsy report. He's ready for you to come by after you check this out. And so yeah, he said, call him back. So if you call him back, right? Or unless you wanna-
First, he's going to change of plans.
What?
There's been another murder.
And Tex is like, what the fuck? Who?
I don't know, and I wouldn't tell you.
glowers at you.
He glowers right the fuck back.
How do we want to do this then?
You have a very irritated voice. I want you to know that, Mr. Tex.
Yeah, for a guy who we're going out of her way to keep alive from the fucking hell sandstorm, you've got a real fucking attitude problem.
I just learned that maybe one of my friends just got killed. Excuse me.
It didn't start just now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry your friend's dead. I don't fucking care what you've done. That sucks. I'm sorry. But
You're kind
you've
of a
been
piece of
fucking going
shit.
out of your way to make this shit harder for us.
To
He
be
kinda
fair,
has
we
this
did
look-
threaten to give him cement shoes.
What
Yeah,
was that, Sarah?
You did,
He
Glassman.
kind of just like, he doesn't say anything, but he's just like, has this like attitude about him. He's like, well, what the fuck do you expect me to act? Or like, how else do you expect me to act? Kind of attitude. But he doesn't say anything. He's just like standing there. He's kind of given in to the fact that he's stuck with you for the moment, especially since he remembered that Hanzo was carrying a submachine gun.
Mm-hmm.
Hanzo, you have the epiphany on you? What's that shit that he had?
Yes. I'm
It was
confiscating it.
just, he only had 2 vials.
Mind if I take one? Get it looked at?
I'm afraid not.
I mean, the preserve has the kind of stuff to look at things.
As does pluripotent. They will dispose of this.
Trust them to just get
Understand
rid
that-
of this?
Understand that it would be more than my ass on the line if I let this thing disappear.
Yeah, Winifred, you were in the same debriefing as Hanzo, and you know how serious the control of this stuff is. Because as far as you know, that it was seen on the streets, you know, they pointed this out to both of you. That means there is potentially a very big leak inside the company itself.
Yeah,
This stuff is not supposed to get out.
Well, Hanzo, your company's the one who's supposed to fucking keep this shit from getting out in the first place, isn't it?
Look at
Yes.
so aggro tonight. I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, look at what just happened. And Olivia walked in on you guys get fucking threatening to maul someone again.
Maybe she should threaten to maul someone.
Connor's gonna
Oh,
like
Okay,
raise
we'll know where you stand when someone threatens the MOA. We can't threaten the man. Olivia wouldn't
That's
want
different.
that.
Anyway,
Connor's just gonna cut
you
out in
really-
he goes, hello, guys. Do we really have time to be dick measuring when there's like dead
hey,
people?
first of all,
We do not.
fuck you.
He's just gonna narrow his eyes at that. He goes, I start not to like your voice either.
I don't think I like
He
your
does
voice.
not surrender the epiphany. He gets in his car.
No one likes my voice.
God, Raven, forget that you just pushed a button for her.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, that's right. And she fucking goes over and grabs Fred and drags him to her.
Die, Fred.
So,
Don't die on him.
Hanzo,
Mhm.
Hanzo, you're calling back to base?
Yep.
Okay. It only rings like once or twice before Sarah answers. He goes, Hanzo, thanks for getting back so quick. First of all, when you get the time after you deal with this next part, Dr. Guerrero says he's ready for you to come take a look. He says there's some strangeness about some of the bodies beyond what was seen at the crime scene.
Yes,
He's cryptic.
yes, the scope of the situation is much more than it appeared to be.
Yes, across town in Little Japan, someone was just found with their neck snapped with a handprint burned into their throat.
How long-
They were discovered after and he's like, uh, not long ago, and he lists the same exact time that the incident that was occurring here was happening. He goes, from what locals are saying and what initial reports say, it was sandstorm suddenly appeared in the street. People ran inside to go home. There were screams, and then when it stopped a minute later, there was a biker on the ground with his neck snapped. Same jacket as the ones we found, that were found at the crime scene.
Hell coyotes.
Yep. So
we've apprehended one of their
active.
members.
Have you discovered the source of the epiphany or recovered any?
I've recovered 2 vials. I've not yet uncovered the source. Apparently the rest is with their leader.
Well, with our luck, that wasn't the man who had his neck snapped. So continue to follow this lead. Keep me informed. Drop off the epiphany whenever you can. We need to get that off the streets.
Yes, sir.
And remember, your primary thing is to find out this leak.
Yes, sir.
All right. Keep up the good work. And he hangs up. And he did give you the location. It's there's a portion pretty much downtown called Little Japan, where it's like it's a Japantown. And actually, Hanzo, you would know the location because it's one of the few places you can go to get food that you remember back home from Japan.
Yep.
So you know exactly.
Of course, they're causing trouble in my neck of the woods.
Bastards.
I'm already on the clock. Why do you got to do this to me?
And yeah, Dr. Guerrero is ready for you at the or at the coroner's office whenever you're ready. But so you now have updated mission parameters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll roll down the window and it's like, yeah, I apologize, but you'll have to go on without me. There are other angles to consider.
Right. So,
he's going to drive off.
So what vehicles do we have left?
Well, Olivia hasn't left, so there's the truck and the jalopy.
She has Fred inside.
We need to get this guy into one at least.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, someone can ride with me on my bike if you don't mind riding behind me.
I'm gonna just shove him into the back of Olivia's, like the back seat of her cab, and wag a finger at him, slam the door, and go get on Itzel's bike behind her.
Okay, and I mean, Olivia, you do have a gun inside the truck.
Olivia looks back and glares at him. Listen. We're gonna get you to the preserve and keep you alive. But if you start shit and try to hurt either of us, I will not hesitate to hurt you.
I won't hesitate, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's essentially what she's doing, but
I'll let Tommy touch
she
you.
is like.
No, that wasn't him replying. That was
I know.
laughing. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's clearly like.
I thought he was just doing a quick snap back. I'm like, really?
She is clearly very angry at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't trust this guy. Can I do something to him?
Sure.
Oh, damn it. Don't fuck this up again.
Gingivitis.
No. I would like to use magic to give him inner ear infection.
No!
You're giving him ear shit.
Well,
Alright,
he's a fuck with the center of balance, so he can't really run anywhere.
You want to use magic or jinx?
Use magic. giving a disease is one of the new features that I get from Hex.
Okay.
Committing so many crimes.
Okay. Yeah, this you roll well on, you piece of shit. Shut up. It's an 11.
11? Okay. So yeah, works without issues. Choose your effect.
Yeah, one of the magic effects I can choose because I have Hex is target contracts a disease. He gets to have an inner ear infection. So now, running or aiming or doing anything complicated is gonna suck for him. So he's neutralized more or less.
You see him in the car or the back of the truck as he's just kind of scowling, and then all of a sudden you just see him wobble, and he's just like, "Oh God!" Ugh. As he just seems to just like waver into the seat as he's just like, "Oh, what's happening?" Kind of look, just.
I don't know the come down of your fucking adrenaline. She doesn't notice, so.
Well, yeah, Connor didn't tell anybody. He just squinched at this man and he hopped into Carlos's car.
But I've noticed several times some weird shit going on with you. So I have seen.
Yeah, Connor. You hear once again. It goes, "Now see, that's more like it."
Let me heal people before, you little bitch.
I was in a good mood.
She's angry, so she peels out.
So, Connor, you're probably gonna have to go with Carlos.
Yeah, he's already hopping in the car with Carlos.
And Tommy's just disappeared again.
Goodbye!
He's taking the hobo dimension to travel.
He's taking the other guy's. He's taking the other guy's bike.
Oh yeah, actually, Tommy, that's actually a very good point. The dude's bike is just there. He's in the thing. It just crashed a little bit after Winifred clotheslined him. You want to take a look? I mean,
yeah, let's do it. Hobo
crashes
crimes.
it immediately.
Okay.
Will he be tall enough to reach the pedals? Oh no! But go on.
Yeah, let's do an act under pressure because I don't know how many times Tommy has ridden a motorcycle.
Oh no!
I got a 6.
Oh no!
What is our rolls tonight?
Crash it immediately.
It's not. Yeah, no, it's like Ethel and Winifred are watching as Tommy hauls it up. Surprisingly, strong for his tiny, scrawny frame. Gets up. The wheel seems a little wobbly. But then you go and you're like, oh, you're doing it. 10 feet, 50 feet. All right, 20 feet. Oh no. Yeah, you fall over into the bushes. It's just not a hard fall, but it's just it's like
just like me trying to learn the bike.
It's like the scene from the first Zombieland where it's like, all right, I'm gonna take off on the motorcycle. Goes over into the bushes.
You just see Tommy's arm come out and just drag the motorcycle into the bush with him. I'm walking it there. Fuck it.
Yeah, the thing is, once the camera pans off, Tommy, it's a Schrodinger's cat situation.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of is.
He'll just simply be there.
I mean, he was there in the... Oh god, it's Schrodinger's dumpster possum.
Yes.
The raccoon dimension.
The raccoon dimension. The same one that JJ goes into. Hold on, I'm shifting into the raccoon dimension.
Also, I just want to say, this dice roller I'm using sucks.
You can try Avery.
Yeah, let me do a test roll.
Physical dice. I'm totally fine with people rolling physical dice.
I did worse!
I was just too lazy to grab my physical dice.
Oh no.
Just use Google's dice roller.
It's not a bad dice roller. It's usually nice to me.
Yeah. So, group splitting up. Hanzo, you're heading straight for the crime scene.
Yeah, whatever is the most efficient route of dropping off, visiting the doctor, and getting to the crime scene. Minimum
Okay,
backtracking.
Well, Dara said that it's best to get through the crime scene first because it's active with the police there.
True. Fair point.
And he's just said, it's like drop it off when you can. He's not saying that's a priority. It's just like right now the priority is investigating this because it's like 2 vials compared to however much is loose out there. He's like better check down the source. Is you get the feeling from his urgency.
Yeah.
So, as driving, so you're driving that way. Anybody wants to talk on the way to the preserve? Chat. This was pretty intense, fucked up situation, but if not, we could just skip ahead.
It's hard to talk on a motorcycle. So
That's
Yeah.
true. That is very true.
You're dead.
And then unless you want to hear Tommy talking to himself the entire way there.
It occasionally cuts back to Tommy just grumbling.
Pushing the motorcycle. Yeah, it's like a biker's chopper, so it's not like a smaller one. It's it's a beefy bike. He was a beefy dude. But so you're going along. Let's see, who should we go with first? Yeah, Hanzo. Let's just do you first because you probably got there pretty quickly, and so you go rolling up. Going to the familiar area of town. It's not like middle of like prime downtown. It's actually pretty close to it, but and once again you have to stop and get out of the car because it is actively taped off, as you see on like the main thoroughfare of the area. You see milling about the local sheriff's department and the familiar form of Detective Trent Bentley.
Ah, yes, my sitcom nemesis.
Today. Yeah, second time you've seen him today.
Mm-hmm.
As he's like looking over and discussing with some of the other police officers, and you see a body in the middle of the road with a sheet laid over it, but shielding it from people's eyes because there are people at the edges of the areas and actually inside some of the buildings, just kind of looking out, and everyone's just kind of watching, curiously.
Yeah, he's going to conduct himself. Hold himself high because he might be recognized.
I'm going to assume you changed your shirt in the car.
Yeah, he definitely did that before.
Walk up, burn, tattoos exposed, wearing a flak vest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has some spares.
Yeah, so you clean yourself up pretty decently, and you go in, and you're stopped. Like there's a sheriff's deputy. You haven't encountered this one before. You get stopped, and he goes, "Sorry, no civilians behind the line." And before you can even explain it, you hear Detective Bentley go, "It's fine, let him through. He's working this case too, I guess." And the sheriff's deputy just kind of has this like, "All right, look," and then he like lifts up the tape for you to bend over and get in, and you're met by Detective Bentley, and he goes, "Oh, that's quick. Barely even logged this, and already got player pump sniffing around."
From what I was told, it's very similar to what I was currently investigating.
I mean, he sighs and he goes, "I mean, I was already chewed out by my superiors that I'm supposed to cooperate with you on this one, so come take a look." And it's very begrudging that he's like doing this as he like walks up and he like motions some of the other officers away, and he goes, bends down, peels it back, and you see a man, probably in his 40s, maybe older, but it looks like he's had a rough life on the road. Lots of scars, some tattoos. You know, he's got pain. He's got like pain and love on knuckle tats. You know, very stereotypical looking biker, but you know, a vest now recognizable as the Hell's Coyotes, but on his patch, you know, it says Mac. This would be Mac, and he and it's just like his expression just is one of just terror, eyes wide open, and you just see, but his head is at an odd angle, and you see fresh burn wounds around his throat. As his neck, it looks like, not to be too descriptive, actually, this is the whole point, to be descriptive, and this says, anyways, Bentley goes, yeah, from what the we can tell just by looking at the neck without sending him to an auto, you know, to Guerrera just yet. Looks like whatever grabbed him by the neck was big and strong enough that it dislocated the vertebra. And as you see, his neck does seem longer than it should be.
Ooh.
And it's oddly similar to a corpse that you actually saw a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But lacking the burn wound. So,
Yeah, this is a familiar sight then.
But it's like, it's clearly related to what you encountered tonight, because very distinctly, as you like start looking over the body, it is very clearly a large human hand print where the burn is.
If we are to cooperate, then I'll share with you what I learned. It is...
Please.
The Hell's Coyotes were making a drug deal for Epiphany with some of the locals. They decided to gun down the kids and make off with the money. I've been told I managed to apprehend one of the gang members, and he told me that their leader Felix has the rest of it.
Wait. You have an active murder suspect in custody.
I'm just trying. Yeah, I'm trying to think of it. Trying to think what I could possibly say.
And he goes,
He's in custody, but we're not trying to do your job. Something attacked him. And looking at the wounds of this one, this appears to be the same MO.
So you've... Okay. I'm being forced to give you the benefit of the doubt, so instead of taking you in on charges of, you know, impeding an investigation, I'm just going to say, I appreciate you keeping him safe. Our suspects seem to be dropping, so...
That was my reason.
He's like,
I'm not trying to do your
very
job.
actively trying to restrain himself from saying what he really wants to say. As he goes, I still don't trust Pluripotent. I don't believe that they sent the killer to the feds last time we had interact, but...
I believe these murders are unrelated to the drug deal.
Unrelated? Oh, I guess I should mention, there were some witnesses, and he like motions over, and you see it's like a few teenagers, like 14, 15-ish, as they're talking to another officer off to the side, and goes, apparently they saw one of the locals here standing over him when the sand started to clear, but then he disappeared with it. And he's like, From what we can tell, it's the brother of one of the ones we found back at the massacre.
Wait, so you're telling. So he's saying that a witness described the quote unquote murderer.
As he goes, yes. And he like flips through it, and he like pulls out his own little notebook, and he goes, yeah, Soda Karada. Brother Saburo was one of the victims.
That's right. So you believe
And
Rada is a part of this?
I mean, right now he seems to be one of our biggest ties, or one of our leads, because my guess is he was there at the deal gone wrong, and he might be coming for revenge himself now. But he just kind of looks down at the hand print and he goes, I don't know what a kid that was 3 years old is doing copying the killer that was around when he was 3 years old. Sorry, I jumbled that. He goes, I don't know what this kid is doing copying a serial killer that was around when he was 3.
That's why I believe it's unrelated. Is there anything else you could tell me?
And he goes, well, it's gonna need to be logged as evidence, but he motions to another, like one of the forensics people, and they walk over holding a evidence baggie, and there are 3 vials, 2 of them intact, 1 of them broken, filled with a familiar pinkish lavender purple fluid.
More epiphany.
We're gonna log it as evidence, but we're making sure it gets to pluripotent hands through the proper channels once this investigation is finalized.
I don't want this on the streets any more than you do.
No.
Oh, I said terrible idea.
A terrible,
later.
wonderful idea.
Later. We'll have fun later.
Thank you
So-
for your cooperation. I know this isn't easy,
Thank you for cooperation, Snack.
but these are extenuating circumstances.
This is still my case, so I would appreciate it if you kept me in the loop. And he kind of like pauses before he pulls out his one of his business cards, and he goes, "You can reach me at the precinct with that number, or this one is my car phone number."
Thank you.
And he goes,
I'm going to check with the doctor about the autopsy now. Since now we have yet another corpse with the apparently same wounds, I hope he'll give us some answers.
yeah, I was looking over his written report as I was driving over here. And he just kind of sighs, he goes, I knew I should have moved to San Francisco when I had the chance instead of just staying here. Anyways, we'll keep the suspect safe. We want to talk to him as well.
That is the plan. I know you are stretched thin as it is.
And he nods and he goes, well, there are procedures to follow here, so if you don't mind, I need to get back to my job.
And mine. Thank you, Detective.
He gives a curt nod before he turns and starts talking to another officer after covering up the body. So you So you're just gonna head to Dr. Guerrero's.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll shift from you to the group. The bar wasn't that far from the preserve, so you probably actually got there before Hanzo got downtown. So, yeah, you pull up to the preserve, followed by Itzel and Winifred on the bike. Tommy's not there yet, but
I wonder why. When we get there,
So, yeah.
Olivia helps Fred out of the car. Hey, how you feeling, Fred?
Feeling good.
Okay, let's get you inside. Come on. Okay, what's the name again?
Texas.
Thank you. Come on, Texas.
And he's just like, grimacing from and like holding his ear as he's just like, yeah, as he like pulls himself out of the truck and like stumbles and almost falls.
I just catch him.
Boy, ear infections suck.
Mm-hmm.
They do. Disgusting, Raven.
Yeah, he's like, why does it sound like I have a lake in my head?
What?
He's like, why does it sound like I have a lake in my head?
You know, she heard, that was in character.
And he kind of repeated himself as he's just like, oh, just take me inside, please.
Looks at him carefully. All right. I'll get you looked at as well.
Connor and Carlos, you followed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. You pull up not long after, and you see them. And you see Olivia escorting Fred and the Texan side.
I will bring these
Louis-
two to the infirmary first.
Yeah, you're met by Lucia as she like looks over everyone. She goes,
Well, I'll
"Rough night
explain.
werewolf hunting."
I'll explain in a minute.
Like the guy Tex, like still holding his ear, looks at her. He's like, "What? Werewolves? There's werewolves now?"
Don't worry about it.
Like, you lead him to the infirmary.
Yeah.
And,
There's always been werewolf. Lon Chaney's Wolfman was a real story.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them to the infirmary. Is there anyone there to help care for these guys?
yeah, I'd say there's probably one of the of a name. Yeah, there's like a veterinarian assistant there.
Hey, I'm
So,
sorry to bring you people again, but he's got something wrong with his ear, and his arm is fucked, and he can't stop. He can barely breathe.
They fucked me up real good this time. Gonna have to admit it. Woo!
That's all right, Fred.
Okay, take a seat, and they'll start tending to Fred's wound as someone else starts taking a look at the guy's ear.
Do a look, lead into them before they, get into it. And for this guy, he might get violent. Not him. Fred's a fucking puppy. Yeah, Texas. He might get violent. And while they're taking care of them, do we have a phone book here?
Oh yeah, it's the 90s. There's definitely phone books.
I'm going to go find a phone book.
Lucia probably jokes about how sometimes they use them more just for like bedding for the bird cages. But yeah, there's a phone book.
I would like to go get a phone book and start looking for the name of an NPC who I told you I'm looking for.
And Fred.
Yeah?
You get healed up. They rebandage and clean your wound, giving you a proper burn salve, and you get healed up 2 points.
Oh boy! That's back to full. Fred's back in the game. Let me at that monster.
They actually did give you. They're like, okay, I'm only going to give you a quarter of this because this is literally a horse pill. Take this, and they give you a painkiller.
Oh.
It's not like not enough to knock you out, but I mean, Fred is kind of a lightweight, I'm sure, but it's to take the edge off. You're still functioning, but you start to feel.
I feel like Fred probably has taken a lot of painkillers in his time.
Oh, he has been beat up a lot.
Oh, I was going to say we're in like the early '90s. This is before the regulations really started kicking in. You got the good shit. You got the good horse shit.
These are veterinarians. They probably have more empathy than most American doctors.
Oh. So yeah, you get patched up, and the guy's like the person checking out the Texas gear. They're like, "Geez, you really need to get on a course of antibiotics like a week ago." And he's like, "I was feeling fine this morning." And Connor, you just get this like sense of satisfaction. It's not your satisfaction, but you still feel the satisfaction.
Yeah, he rolls his eyes at it.
So, you're gathered at the preserve, and Lucia, as approaches you, Olivia's they're getting patched up. She goes, "So you left to go looking for werewolves, and you come back with a biker and Fred beat to shit in a fancy new jacket."
Some fucking weird shit happened.
Thank you. You're the first one to compliment it.
I told you it was a wonderful jacket when you picked it out. Don't even.
I may not remember that because it was weeks ago.
That's
Get
fair.
better fashions taste, Fred.
It's like it was weeks ago. It's like
Tommy says walking in.
It was weeks ago. He says in character. It was like maybe I gave him too much.
Can we talk in your office, Lucia?
Yeah. And she kind of glances at the others, and Etzel, I forgot she was there for a moment. She's, I guess, did you follow in also, Winifred, to keep an eye on this guy?
Yeah, I came in. I've just been.
Yeah, actually, Etzel would be too. She wouldn't be letting this guy go by himself. So yeah, she's kind of there, just kind of standing there, and one of the doctors is like, "Oh, you got some burns on your arm. Do you need help too?"
Yes, please.
Oh, Tommy. Oh yeah. And they're like, "Oh," as Tommy pops up, just like, "Oh yeah, you come here. You definitely look worse." And they take. So you would also get 2 points healed.
Rad.
But Itzel's like, when asked about her burn, she's just like, "You got any blood? I should be fine." And there's a moment where they pop up, then it clicks, like, "Oh, okay, yeah," and they go and get some
blood for Winifred too.
Yeah, no, like eventually Winifred, they reapproach, and you're both given a bottle of new blood.
Alright, yay! I get to heal the damage that I took.
Okay.
Yay!
In the office.
Yep, Lucia, invites you in, and the bird, Eli, I think his name was, hops down from where he was up on the thing and chirps at you.
Hey, Eli.
He likes you.
Yeah, hey, Eli.
Goes, "So, you left to go find werewolves, and you come back with a pair of bikers, and Fred beat the shit."
So, do you know anything about flaming Hellcat sandstorms? No, I'm at a fucking loss. She starts rubbing her face.
Now, I said this before. My focus is the scientific, and this sounds like the supernatural, because that sounds like a thing.
Yeah?
I've dealt with mountain lions. I've dealt with big cats. Some of them have had burn wounds, but
no, Lucia, this was like a sandstorm that was shifting itself into different felines.
Wait, you say sandstorm and okay, it wasn't just sticking to the ground and moving. The sand wasn't moving by itself, sticking to the sand or to the
I mean,
ground.
I don't know. Like, it was a sandstorm,
If it
and the
was slip
sandstorm was
sand,
moving.
okay,
It was
okay.
like a dust
If it
devil.
was okay, then it wasn't slip sand. That's good. We don't want that on the surface. She kind of
What?
laughs at that.
Slip sand?
She goes, "Oh, it's organism from the superorganism, protoplasm, massive protoplasms that collect sand together, and they just look like sand drifts. And then you step on them, and you like those cartoons with quicksand, you just get
Oh, okay.
sucked
No,
in.
no, it wasn't that. This was like a
A
dust devil.
superorganism, and you just see what looks like regular sand. Go around it.
Noted. Noted.
Winifred, you know exactly. If you were listening to this, you know exactly what this is. The
I
sand is a
intentionally
bitch.
got privacy.
Yeah, no, it's just a superorganism. Right? But she goes, doesn't sound like that. But no, that's
Yeah, I'm at a
intense.
loss. She like motions to herself and her still wearing her fireproof gear.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that.
It fucking like it was made of sand and fire, so I grabbed this stuff in the back of my truck and shit just went to hell. I'm at a loss, Lucia. That guy, one of the bikers, was involved in some kind of drug bust with fucking Epiphany.
And as soon as you say that, she like leans forward intently, and she goes, "Wait, they're involved with epiphany trading
Yes.
or trafficking?"
Not the girl, not the woman, the guy.
And she
Seems fucking pluripotent, can't keep their shit on lockdown.
yeah, that is. Emil, what are you doing?
What?
And she kind of mutters that she's like, Kieran, Emil, what are you doing?
Who?
And
character.
she goes, Kieran Fossick, Kieran Fossick Jr. is my older brother. He runs Pluripone.
Did I know this? Did I know this?
You knew she was a Fossick, but this is the first time she blatantly said that she's related to the head.
Link's like mouth drops a little.
I mean, not something I like to talk about, but yes, that's why I was once head of some of Pluripone's research divisions.
Fucking.
I'm just wondering how they let this slip out. And you know, Emil, she mentioned, and Emil is her twin brother, who works for Pluripone still.
So she two brothers. One is the head, and one works there.
Yeah. So it was. As she goes to explain, she goes, after our parents are no longer able to keep run the company anymore. Kieran, he's the oldest of us. He took over as the CEO, and Emil and I were part of research and development.
Yeah.
I had some disagreements with how we were running some things, and I left to go focus on the preserve and actually doing good to help the world heal from human interference. And she just kind of like reaches over and like scritches the bird.
Yes, good. Okay. I didn't realize. I knew you were a part of the family. I didn't realize your brother ran the place.
I mean, I haven't talked to him in about. Well, that's embarrassing. Like 4 years, but yeah. We're not exactly on the
Then
best.
I guess I'll tell you this before I do something that will come back on you. I'm telling people about the epiphany that's on the streets. I'm warning someone who can get the word out.
I mean, this is probably going to get out anyways. Wait, what do you mean get the word out?
I'm
What
warning.
are you up to?
I'm going to warn somebody I know will actually pay attention.
Oh no, you don't mean her, do you? She thinks for a second, but she's like,
Listen,
not
she's
Sheila.
not my favorite person, but she'll write a story on it.
Yes, she will. And I mean, honestly, as long as she's not aiming it at us this time.
No, maybe this will even get me some goodwill. Maybe, I don't know. We don't hate each other, but we don't exactly get along the best.
You don't say. I thought you were gonna deck her last time she was here with one of her stories.
I mean,
But I mean, if you want to get the word out, she's a good choice, I suppose. Oh, Kieran's gonna flip his lid when if this
he's
gets
right here.
public. But I mean,
Hey. Worst case scenario, it gets back to me, and you don't got to deal with fallout. If it's on me, it's not on you.
all right. Well, be safe about it. I'm not saying that my brother will have you disappeared. He's not. I don't think he's gone that far. But
God.
you know, Pluripotent runs the town. They can make things inconvenient for anyone.
Yeah, I know. But I don't trust Pluripotent.
Mm.
You know what? I
No.
trust a good old Copper Joe.
You're not here.
Oh, am I not anymore?
You're
Okay.
in the other room.
Ah.
I think it's been well established that Fred just has a psychic link with
Yeah,
Olivia.
this happened a lot last time.
He just says
The
something.
Fred on my shoulder. What would Fred say?
Oh, I know what the joke last time was. It's like Fred is very happy because that means he's living rent free in Olivia's mind. He doesn't have to pay rent.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
The only thing he doesn't have to pay for.
I don't trust a whole fucking corporation having access to the pit, and I don't trust what they're doing with that shit. You know I don't.
I don't blame you. Yes, I know. And I don't either. Sometimes I regret walking away, but
you're not the head of the place. You couldn't have stopped it. I mean, maybe you could have made it better, but then what would that have forced you to do?
She just kind of nods and then shrugs. She goes, well, so why? So, anyways, moving on from my family ties.
I won't share
This
that.
biker.
I'm sure she can.
Yes,
she could
please.
find out if she looked into it, but I'm not. That's not my thing to tell.
No, don't, Sheila. Honestly, I don't care. It's not hard to look it up and find out, because I mean, Pluripotent and the Preserve were intrinsically tied, and if anyone looks into my history, my name's Fossick. It's there in the name. I don't deny it. It's just not something I bring up usually. But
yeah, I'm going to go find her.
Okay.
But Texas and Iskul are staying here, where they're safe, where whatever this thing is can't get to him. We need him alive, and I'd rather not have someone.
That's what I was going to
death
ask.
in my hands.
Yeah, you're gonna stick him in the panic room.
Yeah, he can stay there for a couple days if need be.
Yeah. Well, make sure to lock it from the outside. Not exactly. out of character. That's not a feature you want on a panic room. You don't want to locked on the outside.
No.
But, she's like, all right. Well,
Hey, maybe.
I know. Go ahead.
Maybe while I'm out and about, I'll find or hear something about what this thing is going on. Actually, maybe I can go ask that weird lady at the gift shop, or the curio shop.
Sorry. I don't know. Well, whatever you do, just stay safe.
I will. Don't tell any of them what I'm doing.
And keep an eye out on that Fred. This is the second
Why?
time in as many
Oh.
weeks that he's come in to get
He-
stitched up.
Really unlucky. It's kind of astonishing.
I get that sense about him, yes.
It's almost as if name is Klutzman. It's just as if God himself said, "You, I want you to suffer." For
Right.
everyone else's sins, no, just suffer.
I don't trust all of them at this point, but I don't think any of them are going to cause me trouble. At this point, if they were going to, they would have.
I mean, facing down monsters side by side bonds people, so.
I do kind of want to punt fucking Connor through a window, though.
Wait, Connor. Oh, right, Connor, your friend. Jeez, I thought you were
Yeah?
talking about someone else there for a moment. No, the previous head of, the ones that me and Emil trained under, he was a Dr. Connor. So it was just the moment there where it was like, there was a moment there where it was just my brain, like, hitched. But, anyways. You go.
Yeah, I'm going.
So.
You got anything else you want to say?
She's pretty good with that. She's just kind of, as you leave, she just seems to be sitting there in thought, scritching Emil. Not Emil, that's her brother. That's weird. Eli.
Yeah, she will scritch Eli before she goes.
Yeah. He's a parent. He appreciates
it. Would have been funny today, but after the brother is like, "Oh, you missed me." Same thing with the Pirates of the Caribbean monkey. We named the monkey Jack.
The good Emil.
You're Emil the human. This is Emil.
Emil
Hey,
the evil.
Olivia comes out. All right, I'm headed off to go do some looking into stuff myself. You guys stay here and recover. I didn't get hurt at all, so.
Yeah, Tommy and Fred are getting patched up.
Yeah.
Connor, Carlos, if you were injured at all, they could heal up to like a maximum of 2. I don't know if you two took damage or not.
Nope.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
So, well, Olivia has been talking. What were you all up to?
Probably waiting, or if no one's talking to him, Connor would take a nap in the car. That's if no one's talking to him, though.
I'm just sitting, like, in a corner somewhere watching this guy while we're waiting for the panic room, so he doesn't try to take off.
And Itzel's would be there standing with you watching him, but there's a moment after. She's like, so turning into a bat. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, I've been thinking about it since Olivia asked me if I could. I don't know why she'd ask me if I could, but,
And it still seems like she's gonna reply, and then she's just like, wait, huh. I never asked myself if I could or not. I just assumed I couldn't, and then she's just like, just seems to be thinking now.
I know, right? And then you think about it, and it's like, why the fuck can't I? I haven't tried. It's kind of lame that I can't turn into a bat. That's fucking rad.
Society told me I couldn't, but I never thought about it. What?
I don't think it's the only thing I can do either.
I mean, that's... Like I said, I haven't met many vampires who could do stuff like that, and most of those were like... plural centuries old.
I mean, they tell you that you can't, and you don't try, so... That might be some reason why.
The vampire elders don't want you to know this, but you could just turn into a bat. That's right. If shit stinks, just hit the bricks.
I mean, that's what a lot of the problems are in some societies. It's like the older people say you can't do that, and you're just like, all right. I don't know why people believe them, but I mean.
And she goes, I'm not going to try to embarrass myself right now to try, but I mean, now I gotta. And she just kind of chuckles at that.
It's not a bad thing to practice.
But
never know when it's going to save your ass.
I mean, if I could turn into a bat, I would have flown away from the crime scene. I'll be honest.
Yeah, but save your ass.
But
Lord Bolton might have made it easier for us, but I still don't trust people all that much.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Redemption, because the folk here are a little more accepting, it's one of the reasons why I settled down here. Partially thanks to Third Point, and she just kind of gives a shrug. Yeah. I don't really like giving thanks to a corporation, you know. I know you work for them, but
I get
holds
money.
Up her hands defensively.
I get money from them. It's a job like any other job.
That's fair. And so you and her have a decent little conversation as Texas is getting checked out. So, yeah, eventually Olivia pops out. Well, Carlos, was there anything you wanted to do? Or just chilling?
Yeah. I'd say Carlos is probably sitting in one of those recliner chairs near an observation window overlooking the reserve, and he's just, if anyone pays too close of attention, there's a little tiny flame bouncing back and forth between his fingers that he's looking at more than he is the outside view.
Like how people flip coins across their knuckles?
Yeah, kind of like that. That would be a good way to put it. Except it's fire.
So, probably Connor or Tommy would be the most likely to see you doing that.
Probably, since they were with him in the car.
Oh, Tommy, when you showed up at the place, you kind of glanced over off in the distance, and sure enough, there's just this one big bird head looming over the trees, just kind of watching you.
Tommy gestures to his knapsack and makes a "wanna go, motherfucker."
Mm-hmm.
You give that emu a one-finger salute.
Oh, this is the boa.
The boa.
It watched you as you arrived, but it was just silently watching, just chill, just chilling. It's a big bird.
Doubt.
I judge you.
So, yeah, Olivia. So you got some prank calls to do.
Well, what's that prank?
I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Sheila.
Okay. Yeah, it's about mid-evening. It's not long after sunset. So it was about sunset when everyone was showing up at the bar. So, okay, so you call after a bit, and then eventually, you get a the phone clicks, and the woman's like, we're it's like, and you hear a kind of tired voice go, Channel 50 News, Sheila Riggy speaking. How can I help you?
I've got a story for you.
And she goes, all right, let's wait.
We need to meet somewhere.
Okay. What do you got in mind? Carlos's place or?
No. Somewhere more remote, I guess.
All right.
Left size.
She goes, so you want me to come out in the middle of the night to meet you somewhere
It's
isolated?
me. I'm not going to hurt you.
I know. I'm just giving you shit. All right. And she goes, okay. And there's I'd say there's probably someplace not far from the preserve you could meet her.
Yeah.
So yeah, she'll be there in a bit. She goes, all right, well, let's see. What do you tell her? You just tell her you have a story. She goes, all right, better be a good story. What you got?
We'll find out when we're there.
All right.
That's not ominous at all. Meet me out in the desert after dark, alone. Bitch.
So she'll be willing to meet you at probably some bus stop that's nearby or something, but sort of isolated but still semi-public.
Yeah.
At least if you murdered her, they would be able to find it.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's like,
No.
I have here's a story of breaking news. Your murder!
Anyway.
The greatest story of your life.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it'll be a bit until she shows up. So
I'll go there, yeah.
I guess we can go back to Hanzo.
Speaking of murder.
Unless there's anything folks wanted to do. I know we're bouncing around a lot, trying to give everyone screen time. But Hanzo. After leaving the crime scene, you drive up over to the sheriff's office and the coroner's office. It's not far from the hospital. And going down you're led down into the coroner's office, and once again you encounter Dr. Guerrera, who meets you at the doors to the where the autopsy area, and he's like, Hanzo, good to see you again.
Likewise, Dr. Guerrera.
So, got some interesting ones this time, as he just kind of waves you in, and like I said before, he's kind of a skinny, lanky, I guess that's the same thing as skinny. He's a tall, lanky vampire fellow, mostly bald, and very large glasses, but they're kind of shaded, so they're tinted, so you can't really see his eyes.
A scrunkly man.
Yeah, he kind of looks. He's kind of stooped too. He's kind of tall, but he's a beanpole.
Yeah.
Jonathan Crane kind of stature, but kind of leads you in, and it's chilly back there. I think you see several two tables, and there are bodies on them with the sheets, and there's the big wall of the drawers where the bodies are kept on slabs. Can't remember the morgue wall. He goes, so I hear you inspected the bodies on site, so you saw some of the more peculiar wounds on the bikers, yes?
Yes, and I just got back from another murder scene where it seems to fit the same.
Hmm. Yes, I did hear I'd be getting a new one soon. So, seems to be our MO then. Wounds dealt with extreme heat.
Yes.
And there's a, like, sniffing sound. He goes, seems you've dealt with fire recently yourself. I smell burnt flesh.
That would be mine, yes.
Interesting. But that's not why we are here. Come. And he walks over to one of the sheets and he pulls it back, and it's one of the bikers you recognize, and he goes, a Mr. Weber, clawed and burned, and you see across his torso, it's like 4 parallel slashes that you saw it like tore through the clothing. It's hard to see, but now that the body's like been cleaned and prepped, it's just very clearly from shoulder down to hip, like 4 parallel slashes and burns just clawed, raked down right across his torso. He goes, if I had to guess, each wound was caused by a superheated blade, or a hook, or claw. Honestly, if it wasn't for the burns, I would say this was done by a large feline of some sort, perhaps a mountain lion.
Yes.
And he goes, similarly, there's the other ones. Neck broken, with a handprint of a ring palm. And then another one, a woman. She was bludgeoned to death, but she, similarly, at the impact point, severe burns. None of them are consistent. It was like, if I had to guess, it was many things attacked them rather than one entity. But I'm just the coroner, so it's not my point to speculate on what truly did this. I just report what the evidence points.
Yes.
And he goes, now there's one other biker, but they are the curious case that let's get back to in a moment. These others, Dennis Walsh, 21, and he points and he's like flipping through a thing. 21, gunshot wound to the back, buckshot. Standard, death. Saburo Kurata, 19, gunshot wound to the neck, handgun caliber, sanguinated within moments. Kendra Abbott, 23, similarly, gunshot wound to the back, buckshot. I believe she tried to run. Same as the other. These, as far as I can tell, just victims of gun violence. Now, this other one, as he goes to the body that's still under the sheet, he pulls it back, and it's one of the bikers that you saw. No name, given name Woody, according to the patch on his vest. Dead, but shot point blank. And he points to a bullet hole, Hanzo, that you see like right below the pec, and like he goes, punctured his heart and his lungs. Here's the weird thing. Point blank, but take a look. As you look at the bullet wound, he goes, there's no gunshot residue or burns. But this was I can tell just from the entry and the way it fragmented. This was a point shot thing, but it wasn't fired by a gun. You look at this and you think gunshot. But the thing is, I found no recent bullets inside this man. There were some fragments from previous gunshots he received in the past, but when I dug into this man, and you can tell he's already had the Y incision, he's been opened up.
Mm-hmm.
All I found were fragments of bone. At first I thought it was maybe part of his ribcage that got shattered. Then I realized, no, these were a different color.
A different age.
This bone was fresh. Almost as, well, not fresh. Not as fresh as the ribs. Not as fresh as a living skeleton. But as fresh as in recently carved. As he lifts up a jar and there are several fragments of bone, and he goes, I don't have the time and patience to glue these together, but my guess is, and he like shifts it around and you can see a larger piece. He goes, whatever shot him shot this man with a bullet made out of bone.
Interesting.
There's signs of a struggle, so seems that whoever he was grappling with shot him.
And there's no burn wounds on this one?
No, that's the peculiar thing. He's the only biker. I don't know. He's the only one of these bikers that is missing the burns. And not physically killed. This one was a shot of some sort. As on what's the word? As I don't know. I'm blanking on the word. As unorthodox. That's it. As unorthodox as it was, this still seems to be a gun wound, a bullet wound.
Interesting.
Oh my god! I just looked up the chat. You fuckers. Someone boned his tit.
We're a bunch of children.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do need my milk though.
How else are you gonna get those strong bones? Clearly, this man didn't drink enough milk.
It's because they shot him in the tit.
Yeah, now it's all
it was
leaking out.
below the back. It was okay.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but you know how it goes.
I know.
It's too late.
I didn't say it out loud because I didn't want to derail.
Yeah, I was explicitly avoiding this.
So, anyways, so he goes. The younger ones, they were all killed with, as far as, they were normal ammunition. Lead buckshot and small caliber small caliber bullet. He wasn't stumbling as bad as I was there.
Yes. So you, this one you said it was Woody?
Yes. Imaginative name. I mean, he looks to be like maybe a guy late 40s, big bushy beard, messy hair, probably hasn't showered and you don't want to think. But it's just this big, heavy set guy, and it's just the only one without the burn wounds. And Guerrera goes, honestly, if you want my professional opinion, this man was killed with a pluripotent weapon.
A pluripotent weapon?
I mean, I read about the developments they make. Osteocrete, fascinating. You can pour liquid bone and have it shape basically any shape you wish it to be. Now, bone makes a terrible ammunition. It shatters. It's not sturdy enough. But who knows? I've heard of some of the things that pluripotence makes using osteocrete to work inside the superorganism, but I work up here on the surface. Even if I am in my little cave, as they like to call it.
So you believe this man was shot point blank with a pluripotent experimental weapon?
Or something derived using pluripotent technology.
Hmm.
I cannot give any guarantees. This is just my supposition.
Thank you.
Or someone took the time and used a lathe of some sort to grind down a piece of bone into a bullet shape. But what kind of person would go through that effort?
You would be surprised.
No, I would not be.
Fair enough.
And he just kind of has this like small grin, just like goes. The cases that you seem to be assigned so far, Agent Hanzo, very interesting.
Yes, thank you for putting forth that idea.
Now, I will say, looking back at some of the records from before I joined the force here, I admit I only moved to Redemption about 15 years ago, so this was slightly before I was here. From what I can tell, these match the MO of the flame-handed killer of the 70s.
Yes.
When this new victim comes in, I'm going to see if I can perhaps lift prints
That was my next
from the
question.
burns of either of the two that were strangled.
That was going to be my next question. I don't know if the burn would, I don't know, mess with the fingerprint somehow.
That was the thing. Did say there was a partial print taken in the previous rash, but it was technology wasn't advanced didn't have a wide enough database, and advances weren't enough to match it with anything. But who knows? 20 years is a big difference.
Yes. And like he said, 20 years is a big difference, and I don't remember the last time I heard they can have a bone rifle, but you know.
And you, as you were talking to him, there's actually a knock at the door. As he's like, "Oh, hold on," and he goes, and it was like one of the same. It was like the same secretary type person who let you in the first time. As they hand him a clipboard and they exchange a few words, and goes, "Ah, yes, excellent." And he goes, "Just got the toxicology back." As he's flipping through it, these bikers certainly enjoy their recreational drugs. Flipping through. He goes, "Well, if it wasn't this attack that got him, Woody was going to die of liver failure soon enough, from what I saw looking inside. But, oh, this is peculiar." Dennis Walsh, as he goes, one of the victims, his brain I haven't taken a look at his brain, but I bet it would look quite interesting for the amount of this chemical in his system.
Fuck.
Yes.
Epiphany, if I had to guess.
You guessed correctly.
Enhancing his mind, and yet he fell victim to a gunshot in the back.
Yes. I have to resist making a joke. Some people think they can outsmart me. Maybe. I've yet to meet one who can outsmart Bullet.
And he goes, shame. You're so young. And he goes, well, that's about all I have for you, Agent Hanzo. If anything turns up with the new body, I'll be sure to reach out.
Thank you. He's going to make a mental note of, these kids were, of course, peddling their own shit. Like, you're not supposed to partake in your own drugs.
He goes, oh, foolish of me. I can't believe I was so hooked on the strangeness of their wounds that I completely forgot. And he like goes to this like box where it's like a cardboard box and it says personal effects like scribbled on the side. And he's like, I found this on the burrow. It was clenched in his hand. And oh wait, no. Fuck, I misread this. No, it wasn't in Sabro. He goes, this was actually clutched in Woody's hand. As he hands you a crumpled pass. It's like a key card. He goes, fortunately there's no name on it, but I should have really brought this up earlier on. This is the DM realizing he forgot a big detail. And in your hand, there's a crumpled Pluripotent Labs pass card.
Ooh.
He goes, it looks to be one half. He goes, I've visited Pluripotent a few times when they've needed some outside contractors, but I've seen those. Usually they're paired with a name tag, but seems they only got half of it. And you would know these things are usually paired with a name tag because each one is supposed to be individually keyed to keep track of people.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, it was, and like, he goes, I'll be honest, it was held in a death grip. I had to, and you like look over and you realize that he hadn't pulled the sheet back far enough. He goes, I had to cut his fingers free. The rigor mortis was much too strong to uncurl them.
Well, thank you for
whatever this was. He held it tight in as he died. So I believe this might be.
And this was the same man who was shot point blank?
Yes.
By a pluripotent weapon. Interesting.
And he goes, see, this is the DM forgetting this detail until I looked in my notes and saw it again. I was like, oh shit, I need to throw this in. He goes, that is what led me to my assumption that it was pluripotent.
I see. How much do you know about this case?
About as much as I can deduce. Drug deal, selling Epiphany gone wrong. Bikers assumedly shot them, and then something killed them.
Yes. This name card definitely clears up something. There is definitely a leak.
And in my experience, if there's a leak, it can rapidly lead to hemorrhaging. Best get that stitched.
Hanzo does a single ha.
You have to have humor when you work among the dead. You have to laugh at your own jokes sometimes, because who else will laugh at it?
Yes, I imagine it's quite lonely down here.
He gives a shrug and he goes, I appreciate the isolation, but it is good to speak with someone who who can grasp. Sorry, I'm starting to hit low levels. He goes, it's good to have someone to talk to occasionally. But don't let me and my chatterbug ways keep you from your investigation.
Yes. Thank you, Doctor. He's going to...
You don't want to hear laughter if you think you're alone in the morgue and tell a bad joke to yourself.
Terrifying.
That is just how you test for zombies.
This is the world of vampires.
So
jokes constantly.
It's like he told a joke, he laughed, Hanzo laughed, the corpse laughed, we stabbed the corpse.
So Hanzo, what's next?
Yeah, he's definitely packing away that key card. Whatever. Oh, pass. Doesn't have the name card on it.
Yeah, it
But
still
he
is
is.
like a key card, like. But
Yeah.
you're not sure if it would be usable anymore just because of how crumpled this laminated plastic is.
Oh yeah, that's not his hope, but he's keeping that for evidence. He's got a pretty good idea of what's going on here.
Post those stats in the chat, Shady.
The preserves.
Hold on.
The preserves number is public, right?
It would. I think it would be.
Yeah, it would be. Like, this is the 90s. There's phone booths that have yellow books or phone books.
Yeah, so he's going to use his car phone to ring up the preserve.
God, I knew I was getting older when I heard a kid. Well, I was babysitting and we were watching Terminator, and he's like now he's like 15, but he was like 13. So we were watching Terminator, and he goes, "What's that book in the phone booth?" You know, as he's looking through it, I'm like, "Oh God." Oh fuck those stairs! Get those away from here. Those are shin destroyers.
One wrong step.
Shin Destroyer is nothing. That's a twisted ankle.
Yeah.
Just in physical form.
They go
twisted
straight down. You would die.
Yeah, like how are you supposed to do laundry?
That's the 2 a.m. man. I've got to pee, and I'm now in the hospital.
Don't have to pee anymore, though.
Don't have to pee anymore. Can't move my legs.
Can't pee anymore. Can't
I
feel
don't have to
anything.
pee anymore, but I need a new outfit.
I need new shins.
Yeah.
God,
God.
Evil.
Fine.
Speaking of needing new shins or ankles, oh God. Briefly, I know someone who she got into a hotel elevator on the 3rd floor, started to go down. It went down very quickly. It dropped. The brakes.
Mm.
And
Ooh.
she dropped 3 stories and it shattered both her ankles. She's doing fine now,
Jesus
but
Christ.
it's like she got a very healthy settlement out of that because
I would hope
oh boy,
so.
they were not keeping their maintenance up.
Fuck.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So now every time I go into like a shitty elevator, I'm just like, oh God, I don't want to end up like Kraylin.
Remind me before I hop off after we're done to tell you a story. I don't want to tell
Yeah,
them.
we're getting close.
So yeah, he's calling up the preserve. Who would answer?
Lucia, I do.
Because Olivia's not there, going off on a secret retreat with her girlfriend.
Actually, it
No.
would be. Oh, it would be George Lyon. He's the manager. So, I don't know if you met him last time you were there, but you hear a man's voice go, goes, "Can I help you?"
Yes. Do you happen to have Winifred and company?
Yes, I did just see someone very colorful walk by a little bit ago. I'll just see if they're still around.
Yes, I would like to speak with them.
Okay. And he goes, "Let me just put you on hold real quick." And you get put on hold as you simultaneously, Winifred, you see popping his head in, you see I didn't write down his description. Man pops his head in, and he goes, "Winifred, you got a call on hold."
Okay.
And there is a phone nearby, and he like points it out, and he goes, and there's a blinking light. He goes, "Just hit the blinking light when you answer." And
Okay, she'll
Hanzo
answer the phone. Okay.
All right. Winifred?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I just got back from the other crime scene. It happened at the same time we were being attacked.
Of course. Dude.
There's two. Yeah, so sounds like there's two of these things. Thing is, eyewitness report said this is described this attacker not as an animal, but as the elder brother of one of the local victims.
Okay. That's...
Same burn marks, same sandstorm.
This is definitely some sort of supernatural crap.
Yeah, thing is, it appears the Karatas may have been the leak, as it were, on one of the bodies found pass card into the labs. That would explain how they got the epiphany.
Now, here's the... Oh, I should clarify, Hanzo.
Hmm?
None of these three kids have, as far as you can tell, like you looked into it and like Pluripotent looked into it, they don't have any ties with Pluripotent as far as you can tell, just beyond being residents of Redemption.
Yeah, alright, yeah, I was like... So, there might be a Karata still running around, and now... I found this key card. I don't know how any of them got their hands on it, but it would explain how they got their hands on the epiphany.
Do we know whose key card that is that they have?
No, and this is only a part of it. But I have a hunch.
Alright.
Well, backpedal that. He since you said they don't have any ties to Pluripotent. It's like, so, yeah, mystery identity. Someone's missing their card, or someone gave it out.
Or somebody got their card taken from them.
Yep.
Is there anybody that's been missing work for a very long time?
Yeah, I'm gonna call up the boss and ask them that.
Oh, alright,
So, just watch out that there's more of these things.
Will do. I'll keep an eye on this idiot, unless you need me for anything else.
We will need to find Felix before they do.
Yeah. I'll ask and see if we can figure out where he's likely to be hanging out.
Aye.
Hanzo.
Mm-hmm.
Because I should have meant, I just remember this because I watched it last night, a re-listen, and I forgot about mentioning this earlier. Last session, Hanzo did overhear Tex talking to Felix on the phone and saying that he was supposed to meet him somewhere. And that's why he was leaving, even though he didn't want to leave.
Yeah, that's right. I was watching him. He says, another thing about it. When I was watching Texas, he was talking about meeting with Felix. That's why he was leaving. So clearly our guest hasn't been forthcoming with all his information.
It doesn't surprise me, although it's a stupid move on his part. He's already caught. Something is, gunning to kill him.
Emphasize the fact that if we don't get this information, and everyone else in that gang is probably next on the list.
You know what might loosen his lips?
What's that?
We get some cement.
I don't know if the cement's gonna help at this point.
Awful.
Is Klutzman still recommending the cement solution?
He is still recommending the cement, and I mean, it's
Cement
very funny.
Is the solution in a chemistry lab.
Fred,
Ooh,
go
this
back to bed.
morphine's got me going.
He's on the good stuff, isn't he?
They gave him very good
Yeah.
drugs.
They gave him horse drugs.
Horse
Give me
drugs.
horse
Not
morphine.
horse drugs. Probably more like rhino drugs. Not quite. Something a little more human tolerance. They don't want to.
Mhm.
Water buffalo drugs.
Olivia, we accidentally OD'd your friend.
Just with the most deadpan tone ever. It's like, wish that were me right now.
So,
Because he still has harm from the burn wounds.
God, I wish
Uh-huh.
that were me.
She replies and goes, "Yeah, I know, right?"
All right.
You want to run
Let
down
me
here,
know.
or are you on your way for somewhere?
I have nowhere else to go. Oh, so as soon as you give me that information, I can start heading over.
Right. Well, head on over here, and I'll try to get it before you get here.
oh, sorry.
No. Sorry.
Oh my god,
Ooh.
the spider.
I look away for a second.
Easy.
Yes.
The spider.
That's
Yes,
uncomfortable.
Yes, I see.
It's uncomfortable, so I'm gonna show it on stream. Here you go, everybody. There you
I
go.
hate
Why
that.
doesn't
That
it
is
look like
indeed.
Mads Mikkelsen Hannibal?
BoJack Horseman.
God.
That is indeed.
Horse statue? It looks like Mads Mikkelsen Hannibal.
As a horse.
Yeah. The eyes and the hair.
Oh my god.
It's just looking straight on.
I'm sending that to a friend.
Anyways, try to get to a wrap up because we're almost at the end. I don't know, it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Connor, you went and were hanging out with Carlos and Tommy, just kind of like looking out the preserve, just relaxing after that ordeal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And would you have fallen asleep, you think?
He might have, yeah, if there's nothing really going on.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
you
it's a
drift
good
off.
chances.
Yeah, they're decently comfy chairs, but I'm sure Connor's one of those people that can fall asleep anywhere. But
Probably.
you doze off and oh god, you
He snores like a
and
chainsaw,
it's
by
like
the way.
you're
He snores like a chainsaw, by the way.
oh yeah,
Sorry.
you doze off and you're jolted awake by what sounds like a gonging of a large church bell, but when you jolt up, you realize you're standing on the side of a road, like the side of a grassy field by a road, and you're standing there with other people watching a funeral procession. There's a cart that's being dragged that has a large coffin on its back, and you realize it's strange. It's not like a funeral procession you've seen before. If you had to guess, it looks Japanese. There's people marching and following this, but the horse that's pulling this cart in this procession, you hear give a whinny as suddenly a windstorm whips up around and the horse goes breaking free of the cart, and you see taking its place a mote of fire that grows, and you see a large cat, a tiger with fur of flame, stand up on its hind legs and with hands made from the paws grab the cart sides and start hauling it, start picking up speed, running. And as it passes you, it looks at you and it just makes eye contact and then continues to charge, dragging this funeral cart into the distance as the people lament and wail, falling to their knees behind, and you are suddenly awake again.
Can't have shit in Detroit.
Can't have shit in Oasis Valley.
And it's about around then that Olivia, you are getting ready to leave. Actually, no, you would have left by this point. Yeah, you left by this point.
I figured I was waiting.
Yeah, you left, and we'll just pick up with you next session. But Winifred, as that you start helping escort units, will start escorting this guy to this panic room. Someone walks up, going, "Has anyone seen Olivia?" It seems to be another tech that works there.
Why, what up? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, Tommy. You'd be there too if you wanted to be.
Yeah, sorry. Didn't mean to cut in, Scappa.
No, it's fine. I was just making a noise.
Yeah. He goes, yeah, Connor, that was a shocking dream.
Yeah.
But this lab tech, she goes, "Oh, Olivia earlier today asked us to do a genetic sampling on a tooth she found.
Oh.
I was gonna bring it to her. I thought I saw her not long ago, but if you tell her, we looked it up. We sequenced the DNA. We went through it, and as far as we can tell, it matches thylacine.
What?
Interesting.
Very similar to the kind we bred here, years back before shipping them back down to Australia. But yep, as far as we can tell, that was a thylacine tooth. Don't know how she got one, here, but if you see her, let her know I'm looking for her. And this
Can do.
walks off, and
As soon as she's around the corner, Carlos looks to Winifred and goes, "Where thylacines? Now you're pulling my leg."
and that's where we'll cut.
That is a good movie quote to end on.